Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on. Welcome to another meeting of TV Holics Anonymous. My name is Ruru and I am a TV holic.
My name is Mimi and I'm a TV holic.
So today we're doing Love Lab and the episode is, what's it called again? Drunk in Love or something like that? Do you know what it is?
Like,
Drunk Love?
Drunk, yeah. Something about basically like, it's the it's the third experiment. So yeah. It's the one where to see if alcohol like helps you to date or something. What helps you fall in love? Something like that.
Yeah.
Does alcohol help you fall in love or is it a hindrance? Something
Drunk
like that.
blind date. And it's also got the Heart King game as well in this episode.
No, that's at the end of the second. Well, we're just going to talk about the drunk one.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk about Drunk in Love.
Let's talk about the
drunk blind date.
Drunk blind date. Drunk love. Okay, so this was just a 2-person blind date. So they weren't like, again, I just think that they should have more people. If it's an experiment, you need more people. Like, do multiple tests of this. Do you not think?
Yeah.
Like, you can't test it with what one. You can't do one test and then draw a conclusion. Although the concept was just like freaking me out a bit in the beginning. I was like, you can't, like, is this right to do?
Legal? Is it legal?
Yeah, I felt like, is this legal? Is this right to you just send like people that don't know each other obviously it's being recorded and they're doing it in some sort of controlled manner, but I just feel like
not really.
This should never happen.
The way they sent them home after. We'll get to that.
No, but okay, yeah, but what I mean is, like, in real life, if you're saying that, is this a good idea? If it turns out to be a good idea, are you trying to encourage people to go on blind dates really drunk? Like, what is the point?
And also,
that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, also it's they can get sued for this because South Korea has such a suing culture like America. So I'm pretty shocked that the production company let them do this. Like, I mean,
yeah, it just feels like it's just encouraging. Like, it's not something that anyone would ever encourage. Like, no one would ever say go out on a date, like, drunk on a blind date. Yep. Especially let alone a girl. Like, oh, I'm going to encourage her. Like, if I had a friend, I would be like, hey, just get so drunk and meet that guy.
And how are you going to agree to this? Being the girl, how are you going to agree to this? Being the girl, how would you agree to this?
That's what I mean. If I would never tell my friend or someone like anyone, like, oh yeah, go on this blind date really drunk and meet this guy. Like, that's such stupid advice. Okay, putting that aside, the whole like craziness of it all, it was just 2 people, right? It was like, I never really got their names till the end. I couldn't really. It was Seung-ah is the girl, Seung-ah, and the guy was Jung-woo. Is that what it is? Something like that. Jung-woo. Yeah.
I forgot their names because I moved on to the next experiment, so I forgot. I keep forgetting.
It was a very short experiment.
Yeah, but don't you forget everyone's name because, like, we're not watching them for very long, so you just forget who they are.
No, this one I definitely just only got the names right till the end because it was just such a short experiment. Anyway, so they had, like, the first date was obviously they were very drunk. They had to have a blood alcohol level of like 0.08%, which I have no concept of what the levels are.
I don't know because I'm not an alcoholic and I've never got breathalyzed by police or anything.
But the hosts were like, oh, you can't drive. At first, they were like, oh, they're going to be tipsy. But then they realized, I think the producers told them that you can't even drive with this limit. So they were like, oh my God, they're going to be actually like proper drunk. That doesn't seem right. Like, the hosts were even shocked.
Yeah. Oh, like, yeah. They were shocked. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that. So, okay, basically, what it just meant was that first experiment was all about like how hot, like, and attractive they found each other.
Oh, yeah, wait. Well, the host, Charles, the YouTuber girl, she basically was saying that she doesn't drink. So this was like strange for her.
Oh, I don't remember.
She was saying that they drink.
They made them separate. They separated the 2 of the people in the experiment, and they had to drink with the producers, right? They were at like some
I found
little
that quite interesting.
karaoke bar or something, and they were just talking to them, and they had to keep breathalyzing, and they were like, "Oh no, it's not even. It's only 0.04%," and then they had to keep going, and
Yeah, I thought they were gonna just like be
but,
like totally like belligerent and like puking everywhere.
yeah, I mean, they actually looked good on camera for being that drunk because I know I would be a complete mess.
Oh yeah,
I would have fallen asleep halfway through. You know, like when you get buzzed for a little bit, but then you fall asleep. I'm that person.
and they weren't like slurring their words that much.
You could tell though from her side. I could tell she was very lost, like the way she was looking with her eyes and stuff. She was like trying to be a bit cute. You could tell she was a bit like
Yeah,
drunk.
yeah, yeah. But
You know,
that's what happens when you get like a buzz on, like you know, you
yeah.
like your inhibitions drop.
She liked the fact that he was like really hungry and eating a lot because that's what she picked up from that first date. She was like, I was really happy that I was eating a lot. Like I like people who eat a lot and stuff. But obviously he was like drunk as well, so he was just like being sloppy, and like
Yeah, and
being a
then she's basically
slap about.
what when they started talking and stuff, she's a ISFJ, is it? Or
Yes,
ISFP? What
ISFJ, and he is
ISFJ?
a E something.
Okay, so like they're already like I feel like they're not compatible because like introverts and extroverts, like you can't
But is
really
it,
like I'm not gonna get along with an extrovert, like this, as in if I was an introvert, and if I was an extrovert, I'm not gonna get along with the introvert, like on a lot
but
like
they do in these
relationship
dating
thing.
programs. They do intentionally find the opposite. Apparently, it's the middle letters that are important.
Yeah, yeah, it's the middle letters that are important, I think. It's not the middle letters that are important. Yeah, 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 I
I
think
mean, that's what shows the compatibility, apparently.
it's
Because it is quite common for introverted people to find in general life. Like I see, like we've got one person that's quiet and the other person's like that and stuff like that. So I guess it doesn't stop people. People want to sometimes find what they are not, like aspects of themselves that they're not.
so a
But if you
J.
can't communicate, are the middle letters communication lessons? That's why you
Um,
have to get on with those.
so a T and an F. So introverted, sense. Okay, wait.
Feelings and
Thinking,
something.
like thinking. N is like thinking, like um. I think it's like. Oh, wait. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I'll
So
have to
what
look
I
it up.
get, what I gauge is that the middle letters are more about like how you communicate and how you feel, process things. So if you don't get on with those, it's difficult to have a relationship because you will constantly clash. Whereas if you're just generally extroverted but you're similar in your communication styles between yourselves, then it's fine. Like no one cares if you're extroverted or introverted otherwise. So anyway,
Okay, so N
so
is
basically
basically you.
they do this date and then they get so drunk that they can't. There's like a second part to the date.
Okay.
Do you remember?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so but this is what I thought was really bad.
Oh,
They left them at a bus stop and told them to make their way home. I thought that was horrific, and they both fell asleep at the bus stop.
was that the first date?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. So
that was
yeah,
horrific. I
they
thought
couldn't
they'd
go to
like
the
send them home in a cab or like drive them home at least and make sure
yeah,
they got
that was
in.
like proper. That felt like, like those programs that you watch.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, yeah, like K-dramas, you mean?
Yeah,
Yeah,
K-dramas
it was
where
so K-drama like.
because there was also that old man that asked like, are you guys on a
Filming
doing
something.
some kind of filming something?" And then he was like, "Oh, that's good" and stuff. Like it was all very it felt like very yeah, K-drama-ish. Yeah, I found that really weird that they
Yeah,
obviously
the old man must have thought they're filming like some kind of like K-drama or something.
yeah, I think so. So yeah, and he was saying that, oh, like normally people look really terrible when they're asleep, but she looks like nice. But again, I think that was like the alcohol speaking,
Yeah,
and they basically just found
the
each
beer
other
goggles.
attractive.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just found each other.
But you know what I thought was horrific as well? In this state, they basically made them drink every time they had to ask a question. So they got them so drunk in the end.
Yeah, because it's not even like they drank before they went and then they stopped drinking. They
Yeah,
kept drinking there, so they must have been like off their face. They should have. I think that what they should
that
do
was
is
horrifying to me. Like that, I think that's like abuse of power.
yeah, I think they should not. They should stop them after that, like so that they have a chance to sober up. Like they could have drank with the, like to a
If they
certain
wanted to,
level.
yeah, if they wanted to, they have the choice of having some more alcohol
at dinner.
Not if they wanted to, because it's just silly. They're only going to get like really, really drunk, and it makes no sense. Because even in because the second experiment, they decided to halve the blood alcohol concentration to 0.04%.
Yeah, but they still made them
But
drink.
even then, when they got there, they drank again. So then you very quickly get back up to worse than what it was before.
But when you ask the question, because you have to ask a question, you have to keep drinking.
No, but that did they choose that, or was that the
No,
producers
that's what it
choose that
says
game?
on the card thing. I mean, on the text.
Yeah, those things, that's just silly because you never get a chance to. It ruined the whole experiment. Like, at some point, you kind of have to go beyond. At some point, you have to go beyond the alcohol because no one can just be drunk in a relationship all the time. So,
Yeah.
at what point do you, like, it doesn't make any sense. This experiment was terrible.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all.
I didn't like it at all.
Where were we? So basically, they got sent home, and then they were talking the portal. So did you find this?
But no, they did show on date one that they both matched each other's kind of physical appearances. Like, he likes the cat-eyed look, and it's like the cat-eyed look, and
it's not cat eye, it's cat face.
Oh, okay, cat face look, like that's his ideal type. And they both end up being from the same village or something, out of Seoul.
No, they're not.
She has an accent or something.
They're from the same what's it called? Province. District, province, kind of like state. Kind of thing. But from different towns.
Yeah, and then because she has an accent or something, and then she starts to lose it or something. I don't know. Yeah, she starts speaking without the dialect or something. Yeah, so they have some similarities and stuff. But he does ask in that first date as well, stuff like, how often would you want to see your boyfriend? And I think he also found out in that first date when her last relationship was.
Oh yeah. You're right.
So that was like she said 5 years. Was it 5 years or something? She said 5 years, and his was 6 months ago.
Yeah. So it's very man, like, you know, they're like move on in 5 seconds, and girls, like, you know, take a long time to move on.
Yeah. So then when they went home, the next day they showed the text on the screen. Do you remember they showed like they were texting each other?
Portal?
Yeah, portal, whatever it is. They're texting.
But anyway, I thought this might be difficult for you to keep up with, as you like couldn't tell what like, because you don't know any Korean alphabets and stuff. Like, I mean, you don't know how to read Korean, so I thought this would be really difficult for you to keep up with. You know, with the names.
Yeah. But I got it from the context of what was written, like most of the stuff. But I think in the first one they were just talking about like, was she asking about? There was one point in the portal where she asked, "Oh, I was just thinking about how your last relationship was 6 months ago. Like, is that enough time to get over? Because you said you were together for a year and a half. Is 6 months enough time to get over that relationship?" And he was like, "Yeah, it is for me. Don't you think so?" And then they start bantering about the fact that, well, obviously she's like a novice with dating because it's been 5 years, something like that. But she picked up on that, exactly what you're saying, that like 6 months ago for your relationship. And even the host say at some point, like, oh, she's trying to check, like, because there's loads of people that just break off their relationships to come on dating shows. Do you remember at some point they said that? So they're like, she's checking to see, like, make sure he's not that kind of person or something like that.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
it does happen on like, things like Love Island and everything as well.
Yeah, loads of places. So the first date was actually really casual though as well. The setting was like a normal like cafe, like a very, you know, down to earth kind of place, which that Seung-ah, the girl, she actually said she prefers that kind of style. But the
like a really basic place, like a hole in the wall kind of like.
Yeah, she used the term like slut,
dirty restaurant or dirty place. I like to go to dirty places. Old dirty
exactly.
places.
And he was like, "What dirty places?" But anyway, so the second date was, like I said, they halved the blood alcohol concentration to 0.04%, so that probably they could last a bit longer. But this time they were also in like a fancier setting, like it looked like a hotel restaurant or something like nice.
No, I think it was just a restaurant, but I think I've seen this in a K-drama, this restaurant. I think it's an Italian restaurant or something, because they had Italian food. And it was like really like, it looked like an expensive posh place or something like that.
Yes, yeah.
They were really dressed up. They were very differently dressed from how they did before.
Yeah.
Like, I think she was wearing like off the shoulder top. Now in Korea, off the shoulder tops, yeah, you can show your legs as much as you want, like wear the tiniest skirts, but you showing like your like
Shoulder,
yeah, what's it called? Is it called your
collarbones and stuff.
negligee? Yeah, area.
No. Décolleté.
Deck.
Negligee is underwear.
Oh,
You're not
sorry,
showing your negligee.
oh my God. Okay.
Yes.
So showing your like collarbone area, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
stick to
Yeah.
it's basically like really like really like out there and like really like people
Promiscuous.
both cover up, yeah, promiscuous kind of thing. So people are
Okay,
like, oh
so
my
she was
God,
trying to show her goodies.
yeah, because I think she's like
Without
really
showing
into
her
them.
goodies, like obviously in our world, showing your goodies is a bit more, but for them, that is
And
her
he was like
goodies.
really excited. And then like, what did you think about the conversation during that, when they were in that restaurant?
I think it was good. I think it all was good in the beginning until like again it started getting into like he started asking lots more questions about like her feelings and stuff. There was one particular because they moved on from the first part and they started drinking and they went somewhere else in the restaurant. And he was asking about like her guy friends. That's when I feel everything turned. What do you think? But he was like, "How many guy friends do you have?"
Oh yeah. But he's just such a boring person. Like he's dead weight. Like he's just like so like
She constantly wanted to
dry.
like be light-hearted and like be really like
Yeah, like
jokey
flirty
about
and
stuff.
yeah. She
But
wanted to like
yeah, and that was
like
her flirting.
yeah, and he was just like deadpan face, like really serious and like constantly like, oh, I want to be in a relationship. Oh, I want to be in a relationship. I've got to ask relationship questions.
Yeah. So
But
he was like, "Oh, how often do you want to so you have how many guys?" He said, "Yeah, do you have any guy friends?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then they talk about she's like, "I don't really mind like if I have a boyfriend or whatever and he wants to meet up, go for dinner or have drinks with like someone of opposite gender." And he's like shocked because he's like, "I wouldn't like that. Like it would make me feel like really I'd be uncomfortable with that." And so then I think at that point it really made things turn because she's not really, she says she likes to be quite independent. She doesn't want to be quite dependent on her. She feels like if she sees her boyfriend all the time, like she can get quite dependent and
yeah,
stuff.
and all the hosts were like, yeah, but he wants someone who's like totally dependent on him. Like she wants her to be like totally dependent on him, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I feel that
He,
too. Like he wants to isolate her and like
but he still keeps, when they have the little text where they have to say how much they're into each other, he still keeps putting it high because he's still just very attracted to her. And
yeah,
he's also probably that person that thinks he can manipulate her into like getting
yeah.
into a situation where he wants. So he's got
Yeah,
hope
I
out
like. I
there.
don't want you to have any male friends. I don't want you to have this. I don't
Yeah,
want you to
well,
have
I
that.
can tell it.
And why
Yeah,
would you want that? Because you make me worry and things like that. Like this is really sad and pathetic. Like it's kind of like incel behavior.
yes, exactly. Um, yeah, so
Then they move on to the next date, or do you want to
then
talk a bit more
um,
about that?
no, I mean the third date is a sober date,
No,
and
no,
he
no, no.
puts
They move on to the next bit when they're holding hands. They have to hold hands to the next part of the date. From they have to go to that
oh
other part. Remember? So they hold
yeah.
hands from the restaurant to another part of the date.
Yeah, and that's where they talked about the guy thing, that the guy friends there in that next part. I already said that.
And they what?
That's where they talk about the how many guy friends do you have part.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that was in a really posh like restaurant as well, wasn't it? Or
I think it was in the same restaurant. It was just another area, like a
no,
near the
no, they
balcony or
showed them
something.
walking down the street and everything, holding hands as well.
Did they? I don't remember.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, yeah. They had to hold hands and go to the next location. Yeah,
yeah.
and they had to do that weird thing on the date as well, where they had to like link arms and drink, and they were really uncomfortable with it. I don't
Oh yeah.
understand why they feel uncomfortable about that stuff. That always happens in all these programs, and it's like such a big deal. Like you're just
Yeah, because
linking
it's like
arms
too
and
much
having a drink.
contact and like it's like you're making them do weird, cringy things. That's why.
Yeah, it's cringy, but she was like, I got butterflies and my heart was racing. He
Because
was like
she's
so
drunk.
close,
That's
like
why she's drunk. Also, then after
maybe.
that
No, but
date,
people say
they
it
went
was
for a
just.
walk. Remember? They went for a walk and she was like linking his arm. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah. And they were like, oh, we got to go to work tomorrow, and he said he
yeah,
doesn't
he
have to
was
work
having
till
this
6 or something.
Yeah, he was having the driest conversation, like always. And then he put her in
Yeah.
the cab and said, bye, bye.
Yeah. But they did feel like she even said that moment, like it felt really coupley when we were going for a walk and stuff.
Yeah, those are the
But
vehicle
again, they were
still.
linking arms because they were very like drunk. Okay.
I guess, yeah.
Because yeah. Then it's the sober. So they showed them like on the portal texting again a lot,
Yeah.
back and forth.
It seemed
Um,
like they were both excited to see each other sober for the first time.
yeah. And so the actual sober day, they were like, she was really nervous and she was waiting for him to pick, and then he picked her up in a car. And she was like, oh, it felt really coupley, but she was really nervous because obviously she didn't have the liquid courage that she'd
She
had
didn't know
before.
who just like parked in front of her. So then she looked inside and it was him.
Yeah. Um, and then they were in the car. They were like having small talk and stuff, but they ended
And
up
he bought her
doing.
coffee. And
Yeah,
she's
they
like,
went to a coffee shop.
it felt
They
like
did
he
an
was
arm
already my
wrestle.
boyfriend. No,
Yeah,
she said that it felt like he was like already
yeah,
my
they were in
boyfriend.
a relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, and then that wasn't an arm wrestle, that was a thumb war. They just,
Oh,
it was
oh
like,
yeah, done war.
you say, da, 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 I declare a
I
thumb
declare a
war.
done war. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what they
they
did.
did their done war. But
I
again,
was
that was her like her initiating those kinds of things. So it was like playful,
and he
like
wasn't even playfully letting her win or anything. There's something wrong with him.
but he was taking it as though like she kept on, which I do also understand from his point. He is who he is, and so if he feels like everything she's doing is like resurface, she doesn't really want to have any deep conversations, then that's what it is. It's just not compatible. Like there will
Yeah,
be someone who wants to talk like that and have deep conversations. This is just not your person.
robot.
So the fact that he kept saying
He
like
should just be with
90%,
AI. That's what I think. He should just be with AI.
yeah, I just feel like also why do you want to have such? The problem is the intention of what you're doing in these 1-2 days. Like he said, there was one point where he was like, "How many dates do you need to go on to know if you want to like date someone, like to actually be with someone?" And she was like, "Oh, probably like 3 months." And he was like, "What? You need 3 months?" That was on that second date,
Yeah, but
the
that's what
second
guys are
drunk
like.
date.
That's a
I know,
normal
I know.
guy
Those
reaction.
kind of thing, which, and that's a normal way for a girl to be. It should be the way for a girl to be.
Yeah. And
Like, you need
his way,
time. I'm not jumping into this. So.
yeah. So I thought she was really like sensible.
Yeah, yeah. Um, but anyway, so this third day, to have the expectation for someone to get so deep, especially when you're being filmed, all these things, like it's just not realistic.
Yeah,
Like
so I think he fumbled the bag. It was him,
the
basically.
initial thing of any relationship should be like the
Fun.
attraction and like the funness of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like no one wants to be like, oh my god, I'm not allowed to be like talk to any boys, and then I basically have to get married to you in like 2 months. Like what?
And I wanted
It's like
that.
no one wants that.
He keeps asking so many serious questions. Like you're not meant to do that. That's why he doesn't have a girlfriend, mate. If you're listening to this, like you don't have a girlfriend because you're too like dry and serious.
Yeah. What does he do? Wait, oh yeah, so he's a pharmacist, and they find that out on the second date as well. He's a pharmacist,
Oh
which
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense,
And
huh?
that's under the
And she's a
table.
dental hygienist.
That's when they're at that the Italian restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
exactly.
then
I
like,
know.
oh my god, they're like it's fate. They're like basically it's fate because they've both
They're
been
like
like
doing similar. Yeah,
medical field.
yeah. And she was like, "Oh, I found him more attractive now that I know what he does." And he was talking about how he talks a lot to people like foreigners that come to Korea about K beauty and stuff. He gets a lot of those questions at the pharmacy
Yeah, I
chamber.
can imagine.
And so he can speak in English because they were showing him speaking in English.
Really?
Like because he has to speak. Yeah, he was, and that's when they talked about how he has to speak to a lot of foreign people. He
Okay.
explains to them how to use the products and stuff, and what are the good ones.
So when I go to Korea, I will be going to him.
The dry pharmacist. Okay,
The dry
I'm
pharmacy.
sure there are other ones that are a little bit more.
I know he
Yeah,
can speak
I
English,
don't
so
think
it's
he's.
helpful.
Huh?
I know he can speak English, so it's helpful.
Well, I'm sure all the pharmacists, like depending on the location you're in, they have to speak English because it's often the tourists that come in that are like, "Oh no, I'm ill," they start panicking.
Yeah, very true.
Um, so anyway, going back to the sober day, then they end up going like camping or something.
Oh, no, you forgot. First, he took her to, or she took him to the fortune teller.
Oh my god, that was the worst.
The
The
fortune teller
fortune teller was
basically,
so mean to her.
yeah, but the
She
fortune
said
teller
like
was
you're just
spot
a
on.
loser
Like,
and you're never gonna find anyone. Like that's what she
what,
basically told
what
us.
did she say to the girl again?
She basically said like you're stupid and you're not gonna find anyone. Like I can't remember the exact words, but she was
No, but
like, "You're
she also
hopeless.
called.
Like you, even when you have people in front of you that like that like you're never going to find anyone." And that's what played on that guy's mind, Jung-woo, because the next day at the sober meeting, he was like, "Do you remember when the fortune teller said like he basically used
Oh,
that to his
no, she said that
advantage?"
you're a fool. You're a fool. She said to
Before,
her
yeah,
that you're a fool. Not that you're never going to find anyone. You're a fool because you always fall for the wrong type of guy and things like that.
no, she said more than that, and she was like horrible. She was horrible. She was horrible to her.
And also, she was also horrible to the guy as well.
I can't remember what she said about him. But I don't really
And
care.
he was just sitting there, like his lips were like so pursed by that point.
No, so
He was like,
he used this information from the fortune teller to his advantage because in the sober date he was like, "Oh, remember when you told me you have like all these guy friends? Do you think like none of them are actually attracted to you?" And she's like, "No." Remember in the car
and the
he
guy,
mentioned it,
when they were driving to
and she goes, "No." She was like, "I would have known if they liked me by now. Like they're my friends." And then he's like, "Yeah, but do you remember what the fortune teller said?" And she said that like
you're a fool.
even you're a fool, even when there are people in front of you, you would not find love because you're not looking. And you're just like, with the fairies, like someone could show they're attracted to you, but you
Yeah,
don't realize.
I just find he's really like manipulative and like
So
irritating.
then she's like, he's messing with her mind, saying like, oh, like you're leading people on, and kind of thing.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
So
Like
toxic.
that is so horrible. That's horrible.
He's really toxic.
Yeah, like if anyone ever says to you like, oh, what's the limit, like, or questions whether they even know, like he doesn't even know her either.
Yeah,
He's not
exactly. And
even
he's
been
not
around
even.
her when she's with her guy friends. Like at least if you were with her guy friends, you would see what she's like, or you
It's
could ask. Like, I mean,
it's
like
giving
there's no
small
way you
dick
can just
energy.
judge that, huh?
It's giving small dick energy, and
Yeah, it's really, but a lot of guys do that because even in other
they're
dating shows, Korean
controlling.
dating shows, they don't like it. You've got
But
some
you
guy
know what I
friends.
found out, girls? Listen up, yeah. Everyone who's a female listening to this podcast, I found out that psychologists did experiments, and they found out that controlling behavior is the number one thing that leads to a man like physically harming you
Abusing.
and
Yeah.
killing you.
Mm.
Controlling behavior. It's not anything else. It's
Of
controlling
course.
always leads to that.
Yeah, but it's what people define as controlling. Some
I
people
will
will
say,
say like,
let me just preface this by saying that I'm not talking about him.
no.
I'm not saying that he's like that, but I'm just saying he is controlling, so that's gross. And then I'm just talking about this as a separate issue because
But
I'm
a
not
lot of
going to say that
people
he's like
do that. A lot of men do that to exert like it's an authoritative
that.
thing
Yeah,
to like put you in your place.
yeah. It's
Yeah.
because they're insecure about themselves.
Oh, I mean, there are many reasons. You know, their own issues. They're insecure for whatever issues they have. But yeah.
Yeah. So they're driving. Anything else happen in the car while they're driving apart from that situation?
No, but the build up is to that camping scene where he basically throughout that whole sober day he becomes more and more quiet, and that's what she picks up on. She's like, he's not asking any questions, like he's not really, his energy is different. Um, but
His true boring, bland self is coming out.
but because they've because the base of the alcohol stuff, the alcohol dates was the attraction.
Mm.
It's like that thing, like I think if you're attracted to someone in the beginning for some reason you look past flaws of everyone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because do you know what I mean? And then you're being so sucked into the lust side of things that you just carry on down the wrong path.
Yeah, I
So
don't blame her. I don't blame her at all.
yeah, so she said yes and wanted to continue dating him after the experiment
But even the
because
marshmallow thing, when he was like, they
oh
were
yeah,
marshmallow, he was like,
that
oh,
you did a bad job.
she was trying to like be like playful and like nag him a bit and
Yeah,
say, oh, do you want
I'll
I'll
have
put
yours.
yours. And then she was like, oh, this tastes really bad, and she was trying to be like, so I'll have it all. And then he was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Like he stopped like talking and like was like cutting things off. And that's when in his confessional he was like, "Oh, I just realized that she wanted to talk surface, like, and it wasn't really like she wasn't really wanting to get into feelings." And that's where he started kept bringing it around to serious stuff. Like he was like, "You know, when you said you got so dependent in your you didn't want to be something about being dependent in your relationship. And she goes, yeah, because she was like, I feel like I lose myself. Like I become so dependent on the person that I lose my own identity kind of thing.
It's good that she's so introspective and that she realized that. So I thought that was a really good thing about her.
Yeah, so she's like, that's why I like to maintain my own like independence and stuff. And so again, I don't know.
He broke that up twice. He never let it go. He just kept going on badgering her about that. And also
Yeah, and
realized
then
that they had.
it makes you feel like, oh, something's wrong with you. Like I
Yeah,
don't understand why I don't
that's his
blame
whole
her. Like I said,
strategy. That's his ammo.
she's obviously attracted to him, so that's why she's continuing.
No,
But
but
realistically,
I
there's
feel
so
like
many red flags.
this was a sober date, but they drank on this sober date at the camping site.
And the end.
Yeah, because he was so fucking boring that it drove her to drink, I think.
But I don't understand this experiment because then what is this?
It
It's
wasn't
not a
sober,
sober
really, was
date.
it?
It's not a sober date. Why are you
Because they're
supplying the
both
alcohol?
bored.
The producers are supplying the alcohol.
He's stressed out and she's bored out of her mind, so she had to drink to, find him at least like mildly palatable.
These experiments need to be tightened up. Like seriously.
Yeah.
Not really.
Also, so what did you think about then they went inside and they were chatting and then they got the text and everything saying that if you want to be with this person, then you have to exit the portal. So they both exit the portal. And then if you want to be with this person, you have to both meet outside this cafe thing.
Yeah, so he ended up going there, which actually I was shocked. I thought he wasn't going to go.
Yeah, and he also was getting more and more pissed off while he was standing there for ages. And it looked like he was going to like burst with anger.
Yeah, she ended up coming as well, which I thought there was more hope for her wanting to meet him than stay with him than him, because he was like going on about how like she's so different, and then he wasn't talking very much at the end.
Yeah.
But there was at one point where so then they met each other, then they hugged. That was part of the deal of the thing. It's like when you see each other, you got to hug. Then they went to a little cafe and they were talking, and they saw all the texts. The producers sent them each other's texts that they were sending about each other throughout these dates. And he got really offended because she said like he thinks he's funny, but he's not. And she was like, but I find him. He got really and that became the next thing that he's harping on about, because it all fizzled out after they left. They showed that it didn't end up working out, and he was like,
they met up on a Sunday or something like that, and then it fizzled out because, and then
he was
the way he was
going on
talking
about
her after. What did you think about the way he was talking about her so horrifically and aggressively? She was just like, oh yeah, he's just my pharmacy friend now. And then he was like, the way that she was talking about me and the way that she said this, I can't ever let go.
He was like, I couldn't get over my head. Like I found that she was so like. He said there was a word he used. He said she was so. I found her really something when she said that when she said I am not I'm not funny. Like I felt like I had to show her how funny I was. But actually, I found it really rude that she said I wasn't funny at all. Something here. I can't remember the word he used, but
you're not funny.
Like,
how are you not? How are you insulted by that? You're so like what's the word? You're so
fragile.
like delicate. Yeah, you're so fragile.
Yeah.
What's wrong with
she
him?
even said it like that. It's endearing that she's like, she said, but you're funny without realizing, but you're not like you try to be funny, but you're not making the best jokes. You're not a comedian, she's saying. But she's like, I find you funny though, like the intention of you. And I think that's enough. Like for someone, if you really like someone, I think when they say like, other people, she's basically saying other people might not find you funny, but I do. Like that's actually sweet.
Yeah,
Because,
I don't think he needs to go.
But
I don't think he needs to go. He should not date ever. Like he can't take anything.
Yeah. So basically, the experiment, they said at the end, like the results of the experiment was that like alcohol initially helps you to like lower your inhibitions and helps you with like the attractive level, but in the end, it doesn't really help because the communication and stuff is what is the most important. And once you sober up, if you don't mix with that kind of stuff, it's not going to work.
Yeah, and even the hosts were like, yeah. And I'm glad that the other guy came back. The original host.
Oh yeah. Because the other one was a bit
interesting.
dry.
He was really dry. Yeah, he was really dry. And they were like, the girl was like, basically, yeah, like I thought that it wouldn't make any difference. I thought it would make it worse because she said something like that, didn't she?
In the beginning, they said, "Oh, it will obviously make it better."
Yeah, and then they were like, yeah, because like for the lust factor, Like, and everyone looks good with your
No, so they
beer
were saying in
goggles
the
on.
beginning, it will obviously make it work because you'll be you won't be so conscious of everything, so you can just get to the point. But I don't think they realize how drunk they would be.
Yeah.
So then it's like pointless because having a little bit of having a bit of liquid courage is like one thing, but you can still talk on a deeper level. But yeah, it just didn't really work.
Anyway, I was
It's just
practicing
not enough
Korean.
time, and also it's just one couple. Like you really got to do it with multiple people if you really want to do any experiment
No,
in
this
life.
was not a good experiment at all.
No,
But I found this
it wasn't
really
a good
terrible.
experiment, and I already know the answer, and I don't even agree with meeting someone when you're belligerently drunk.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, and he nearly threw up on her as well. Remember?
oh yeah, there
We
was a
forgot
time.
to talk about the cards. We forgot to with the cards. Remember those weird cards that someone just came and gave them cards, and then they had to drink to answer questions, to
What the
ask
question?
questions.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I can't remember what they
And
were.
then he was like, she was like, it looks like you're gonna throw. You want to throw up.
Yeah.
And even the hosts were like, oh my god, look, she's just
She
watching to
actually
make sure he
told
doesn't
him.
throw
No,
up on
she told
her.
him. She said, "Stop drinking." She told him at one point. She's like,
Yeah,
"Don't
this was
drink
the
anymore."
second time, but it wasn't even the first date. Like he didn't even understand his tolerance by the second date.
Yeah, that's just too
Yeah,
much.
he's just pathetic. Like I would have never picked him.
I'm just saying, for the sake of, in general, experiments, if you're doing an experiment, there is no way you do an experiment to find out a result of anything with just one test.
Yeah,
Like
but it's
you
not
do
a real
need.
scientific experiment, is it? It's just for fun. It's just for TV.
I
That's
know,
why.
but it's just stupid. It's making me like all these experiences are making me like not think the program is good. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah,
They
yeah.
need better
I get
experiments, or I don't understand it then because it's like I already know the answers to these questions. Like so it's just for the drama, then do that. Then don't do like it's an
Yeah,
experiment.
why
Don't
can't
make
they
it
just
like
do
that.
another like another like theme, like like Better Late Than Single has its own little theme, like these people have never dated, and Singles Inferno has the Inferno Island theme. They should just make another theme and just
Yeah,
do a whole bunch of people.
exactly. Yeah.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
And we're not going to
All
talk
right,
about
so
the other part, because I hate how they just tacked on the other experiment, the King of Hearts or whatever it is, experiment in the same episode.
probably because I knew how bad it was, so they had to keep the audience going. So they were like, let's
This
attach this
experiment.
on. So
How
that we
bad
can
this
keep them
experiment was.
interesting. Let's keep them interested. But I don't understand. I mean, we're going to talk about the King of Hearts one at some point, but
Yeah, but I think you're right about that, how bad it was, because that's why they probably put it in the middle or towards the end.
yeah, because if they had enough material as well, they would have been able to drag it out for 2 episodes. But this is 1.5 episodes.
But maybe they could have dragged
bad.
out this King of Hearts thing because it seems more entertaining.
Well, I don't know how many episodes it is, but I think it is 3, something like that, isn't it?
I think it's like 3 or 4.
Yeah, so it's dragged. Trust me, that's dragged out. So, what do you give it? How many soju bottles for this experiment?
This experiment is very, very bad. I'd give it 3 or 4.
We gave the isolation. You gave it 4. I gave it 5. This is like 2.
Okay, I give it 3. I give it 3 too.
I could give it a 2.
Yeah, it's very bad.
Wasn't.
And
I wasn't invested in the thing. Like I didn't care. I just knew from the beginning, like they don't get on. Like move on.
Yeah, and also I'm surprised they didn't get sued by both the contestants, and I feel like she needs a restraining order against that guy.
Maybe we should get for what?
I feel like he's really like he's super toxic, and he was so angry at the end when he was like,
yeah, I know, but
like, so I'm frightened for her.
So how many? What was I going to say?
Soju bottles.
No, we said I said it 2.
Yeah, 2.
You said 3, yeah.
2 or 3.
Yeah.
I think 2. I think 2. It deserves 2. Anyway, so we'll be back with that King of Hearts experiment.
Yeah.
Or I think it's called that. Really soon. So, bye.
Bye.
Quick, hit the follow button so you never miss an episode. You can also follow us on our socials too: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and give us a 5-star rating on whatever you're listening to this podcast on.